It is time for some peace talks with the enemy. Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Wargame European Escalation. Panzer Brigade 2 going to hold a bridge now against enemy forces that are trying to attack to turn the negotiations that are about to happen in their favor here during these peace talks. Again, thanks for joining me, and thank you so much for that great support you give. It's time now that we support this bridge in this defense against the enemy here in Wargame. I'll see you guys on the other side. Let's go.
Halle fell swiftly, but NATO has stumbled at Leipzig, confronted by a now well-organized Soviet opposition. Soon, the Leipzig salient becomes the front's hotspot, just as a peace conference is about to open in Stockholm. After regrouping, the Soviets attack the salient on both flanks, determined to win a victory that would strengthen their position at the negotiation table. The enemy is massing to crush the Borna salient before the peace signature. American and French detachments are positioned and ready to repel part of the enemy offensive. The enemy must under no circumstances be allowed to reach and cross the river, or it will be the doom of the whole salient.
Alright, so as you see here, we've got some allies with us now. It looks like both the, on the right side here, 101st Air Assault Division and the 6th Division Blinde Lingerie. We've got the Lingerie Division with us. You can place your units during the deployment phase. You can cancel a unit deployment with the right click. Once ready, click Launch Battle. And we'll go ahead and continue here. So as you can see, we're completely surrounded by the enemy. Echo, Alpha, Foxtrot, Golf, and Juliet are all positions where the enemy is going to try to push into Lima. Hotel here held by what seems to be the Americans with the Vulcans, the 101st Air Assault Division, and also the 6th Division Blinde Leger. Don't speak French, so of course we've got plenty of territory to defend here too, and a lot of area for the enemy to attack on. In fact, there's several highways that go straight towards Lima. You can see them coming from Golf, Foxtrot, so the enemy's holding some very extremely important positions in order to try to push through and get across these bridges deeper into German territory. So it's time for us to defend. We've got some good units with us to start with. Of course, I think the best thing to use right now is going to be those KPZ-70s that were just rocking it earlier. Those are going to be great units to use. And since we've got some allies here that are so close, we're going to send a couple more over to them as well. We can start by defending very close to our original position with tanks because they can get to where they need to go quickly on those main roads. Though the French are a little out there, we're going to have to support them another way. Now, one important thing we can do here is the enemy is like a hydra, though if we cut the head off the snake, that's not going to grow back. If we somehow get to Juliet, Golf, Foxtrot, and destroy these commands, the enemy won't be able to bring in reinforcements from those positions, I'm reckoning. So let's go ahead and get some extra things out that we're going to need. Obviously extremely important as well as our Cobras from earlier. We're going to get out a couple of newer Cobras and some of those more skilled ones a little bit later. We're also going to get out some more Sneb Gazelles, as they are extremely useful as well. Very, very good units to have here. We've got 42 points remaining, so we may as well get some sort of, I don't know, maybe a recon out for the ground forces, though we'll have plenty of helicopter recon flying around. Lucius is just a few points off from purchasing, so we'll get him as soon as he's ready to Luke's, baby. All right, so we are ready to defend. The enemy must be defeated. The First Guard's tank army is about to cross. So let's hit that launch button and let the games begin. All right, now you can see we've got Chinooks ×3 here, so let's go out and look for enemy forces. I guess we'll go out on a little recon mission with what we've got, and we've almost got enough to buy this Lucius. There we are, and it looks like we've already spotted the enemy there, SPW-60 PBs. Personal best with motor shoots, and with them, we're going to crush them immediately with rockets. So that's a good target right there. They're just a little too close, and that's a lot of units for us to cover. Now, with these helicopters, luckily this gives us a mobile defense and a mobile offensive option. So even though we could litter Lima with tons of tanks, that means the enemy would concentrate around Lima. Though if we can cut them down while they're out in the field like this, this gives us a huge advantage. Now, the French are going to be a little harder to get to, but if we can cut off Alpha and possibly Foxtrot, that will defend the French against any sort of attack, as the enemy's window there is shut. Their HQ will be destroyed, and they will not be able to get units through that area. Looks like the Cobras are already out of ammunition, so we're going to go ahead and pull back there, and it looks like this Sneb wants to kill itself by hovering right over the guns. It's always a mistake from the helicopters. We'll keep them tucked in nicely with the AH-1S Cobra, and that T-34-85 is routing as well. Let's go ahead and head right up to Charlie, and there we are, and get some goodies from that fob. Meanwhile, we should probably focus on the defense around Lima, though we're only getting about 4 points. That's the maximum on this map. There's nothing else we can capture, so we have to be very cautious about what we spend and what we bring in, and we need to make sure we're bringing out the best of our best. Now, obviously the enemy, actually, you know, here at Juliet, we could bring these tanks up. Let's get as close as we can in Juliet to the enemy. I'll guarantee that there's probably some AA around these areas here, so it's going to be very dangerous for us to advance without clearing out ground forces such as Shilkas, or maybe even some sort of Stinger variant like Iglas or Strela 3s. Nothing spotted on the roads yet, other than those original reinforcements, or possible, well, those were more of a recon group, not really any sort of reinforcement. Panzer Brigade 2 has already scored 115 points against the enemy, and let's start by cracking the first nut over here at Juliet. Funny how they don't tell you that it's wise to go out and cut off the enemy before they make too much trouble, but it is possible. KPZ-70s, the Z-70s, good band name, by the way, moving up here. And by the way, oh, wait a minute, we've got our first engagement here. Okay, that was destroyed. KPZ-70s not even taking any sort of damage whatsoever. Must have been a Shilka. Oh, and there's the BRDM-2U, a bad day 2BU. Oh, there must be another one here. Oh, there he is. Wow, they're parked right next to each other. Crazy commies. Alright, that's it. Juliet is knocked off. That means Hotel's that much more secure. Let's get our Snebs and Cobras back on patrol, and we're going to continue to use these Chinooks down here at some point when we get a little closer to the battle. In the meantime, let's go to Alpha with these Gazelle Cobras. And by the way, at the top, one thing you guys have asked for, and I totally forgot multiple times, is the flash messages up there. Sometimes I'm so focused on the battle that I forget to actually read about what's going on in the world. It's more of a macro news system on what's going on in other battlefields. So for those of you who've been watching and really want to support the series, please go back and make mention of what's been going on in other fields. And if I miss any flash messages up there, it'll probably tell us that the the peace talks are beginning, that the the senator from Iowa would like a Coke, that kind of thing. Please do mention it up above, or rather mention the messages up above down below. All right, these KPZ-70s can come on down then to provide a little bit of support against these T-34-85s. The T-34s don't even stand a chance. And an SPW here trying to sneak over. Oh, look at that, a commanded Alpha destroyed. I wasn't even paying attention. I could have lost my whole force there because of a Shilka, but luckily the Cobras and I believe the Shilkas have the same range, so there's no threat there. In fact, let's go ahead and keep these Cobras back and keep them well supplied rather than just bringing them up. All they can really do is stun these sorts of tanks, and KPZ-70s are going to have absolutely no problem destroying these types of units. By the way, the KPZ-70s well outrange them at 2275, and these are only a light 1575, so really low. Meanwhile, KPZ-70s are getting a little closer to that unit that tried to flank us there, and we'll head back to the BRDM, or the BRDM-2, which is going to meet an autocannon in a second. It has a 14.5 millimeter cannon on it. Oh, T-64As, hold on a second. We got to return to base. Let's come in behind these bastards and stun them with the helicopters, and then we'll finish them off with the KPZ-70s. We got to get hidden real quick, though. Oh, looks like the whole American force is here now. Good. Let's bring more security to the bridge. We have to do more with less in this situation. We got to get to Echo as soon as possible, and it looks like the peace conference has opened in Stockholm, so it looks like peace talks are well underway. Knowing politicians, this will just take a little bit, huh? We've got to defend for another 14 minutes and 30 seconds nearly, and it's going to be difficult to defend against T-72s and T-64, so we got to continue to engage those types of units. Looks like they got stopped up there a little bit. The Gazelles. All right, we're going to come up with the helicopters now and try to get them between a rock and a hard place. 64As are top priority. They've got a 10 round a minute rate of fire. That is absolutely deadly. They've got an autoloader. They're stunned. Let's get that KPZ-70 right up against them. Yep, go right ahead. Fire away. T-64As are under fire. They're stunned. Taking some heavy hits from both flanks, from in front and behind. One of them destroyed, two of them destroyed. As they're coming out of the tree line there, looks like the other one's not routing but is retreating, and that's the other one destroyed. 3 T-72s next. They're stunned. They're panicked. KPZ-70s are firing. Some good hits there. Wow, critical impact. Attracts transaxle hit for 50 seconds. That's going to be a big, big score for these troops, as now this tank is suffering mobility issues. 2 tanks are routing now. Actually, the whole squad here is routing. 1 tank destroyed. KPZ-70s may as well go up to finish them. There's no other opposition. And let's get these helicopters rearmed. By the way, a good thing to do with helicopters is just to bring them to FOBs rather than landing them next to other helicopters, as they're fast so they can get back and forth. All right, we've got a Malyuka next. Oh, never mind. Okay, scratch that, sorry. Okay, so we've got KPZ-70s in pursuit of these T-72s. And we got to get over to Echo sooner than later. We really need to go over there next in order to cut the head off of that snake. And it looks like there's more forces approaching on the right. Not exactly sure what that could have been, but knowing the East Germans, it's probably T-55s. That's what it looks like to the trained eye here. KPZ-55s confirmed. One of them already hit. Looks like there's more SPWs coming in from the left. Is that correct? Nope, T-55s. Wow. All right. So there's a lot of units approaching. We've got over 6 of those. T-72 destroyed here from KPZ-70. They're still in pursuit. Lucius doing a good job of keeping an eye on the field here. In fact, let's move over a little bit to the left now to see what may be approaching from that flank. These Cobras got to land and got to get refueled here. These helicopters are you can't just click on the FOBs because we don't own them, so they can't actually land. So if you're suggesting, if anyone's ever suggested, oh, just click on the FOB, they'll land next to it, I think it's because these are owned by an ally. We can't necessarily do that, which is a little silly. But all T-55s eliminated, and those those KPZ-70s are low on ammo. They've only got 15 rounds left, so let's bring them back to the FOB and get them ready to fight again. Same with these ones here. Let's get a little closer to the Chinooks. Let's bring a Chinook up a little closer. Want to make sure that right flank is secure. There's a big gap here. We've got to do more with less again. And these Cobras still refusing to land. Damn. Alright, these two are ready. That's going to be a big problem. We cannot rely on helicopters this entire battle. We got to be able to eliminate them and stun them together. We can't just fire all day. Looks like another Sneb's ready. Let's go ahead and give oversight to Hotel. And I think probably Echo will be the only other area we'll be able to effectively deal with. Foxtrot and Golf seem just to be a little too deep in enemy territory, and that's a big risk that I'm not really willing to take at this moment. Gunships and recon are on the way. Looks like we've got an enemy unit spotted. What could that be? KPZ-70s can go ahead and cut them off. BRDM. It's a recon unit heading towards the highway here, possibly looking to make a hole down here by the riverbed. That would give them a perfect approach. They'd be undetected and they'd be able to get to the command. My secret mission, my personal objective through this mission here, is to not move that command if I don't have to. And Snebs are getting a little excited. Ooh, wait a minute, T-55 spotted again. Hold on, damn it, are we going to have to send the Cobras over? We got to go for Echo first. Let's do that. KPZ-70s, make sure they're ready to rock against those tanks. We're going to need some support over here, so let's bring up those Cobras. They're going to have to come to the rescue at the end. Snebs are not finding anything on that right side. Hold the French outpost until the signing of the peace treaty. It looks like the French are requesting a little bit of support as well now. Good thing we gave them a little bit of support earlier in terms of eliminating one of the reinforcement zones close to them, which is Alpha. There's the Shilka. Shilka doesn't yet detect us. That's good. T-55s are just advancing. They're not even firing back. They've got orders to just go for that bridge. Now, if we do lose our command, that's going to be SOL for us, though that's not going to happen. T-55s are panicked. They're not able to fire back at all. BRDM-2U there. going to be eliminated. I bet there's 2 of them, though. There was 2 in that other zone. Yeah, and rest assured there is. T-55 is being eliminated by autocannons. Cobra not even being able to fire its weapons. I like that, actually. That's a good thing. All right, let's RTB on that KPZ. The Z-70's returning to base now to get some more ammunition, be resupplied. Looks like, shit, T-64As. Damn it, we were a little too late on that. That's going to get a little too heavy. Though they are going to be easy kills, though. And hopefully we're able to finish off those tanks and get some extra skill for our aircraft, or rather our helico. Hello, hello, hello. Alright, luckily in this game, our helicopters can fly high enough in order to fire over trees, as where in other games they cannot. Red Dragon. Alright, so the snub apparently landed, which brought the, come on now. So it's best to fly over forests, so that way your recon actually stays up. What the hell? Alright, we're just gonna fly up there and just pop them. Oh, recon. Uh-oh, T-64s. Goodbye. Come on, fire at them so we can get out of here. Alright, good. That is it. That is the end of their support here, and Ashilka getting ready to fire close range. Wow, we were able to get out of there. We are lucky. Lucky. Okay, we got recon firing at us now. Let's just get the hell out of here. Stunning those T-64s. We know they're there. That recon unit trying to harass us and get us out of there. We're going to advance back to the river. And let's just fly along the river and see if we can just stay out of the clutches of those 64As, which do have a 12.7 millimeter cannon on them times. Oh wow, we can actually fly into the forbidden zone. Let's keep those the Chinooks a little closer together. Alright, Cobras are going to have to RTB. And we'll get the Sneb over here to make sure there's no other attacks coming close to Lima. Critical fuel leak on that Gazelle. No doubt it was going to be damaged. Gazelles don't carry too much of fuel or ammunition, so we can actually resupply here at Lima. We've got about 7 minutes left to sign that peace treaty. I'm assuming hands have been shook. They probably brought in some McDonald's. I'm sure there's somebody's complaining because they're out of toilet paper in the bathroom. So governments at their most efficient. Oh wait a minute, SPW 60 PBs. Those could be hauling troops. They could be heading right for the bridge, so that's going to be trouble if they get anywhere near here. I'm really worried about pressure on this side here, as T-64As plus troops are going to be a lot more targets to engage. Our Gazelle seems to have landed in the bushes. The hell is this? Airwolf? Alright. So it looks like the PBs have actually dropped off troops, as I predicted, but they did it a little further away, though now it's going to add pressure in addition to a great group of T-55s, infantry, and T-64As. The main attack is about to begin now. Everything else was just probably some sort of probing and just testing the lines. KPZ-70s on this right side maybe needed to be brought. Yeah, we're going to have to bring these over, I think, in order to cut down these forces a little bit more efficiently. T-55s and T-72Gs there. These 70s are really going to be working overtime. Yep, recons are good things to get rid of right off the bat. T-64As on the right side. Hold on a second. We've got some real trouble now. Going to bring in some heavy hogs to stun. These are going to be good units to have. Look at that Lucius out of there. KPZ-70s are going to be ready for those 64s. Looks like Malyukas are getting ready to fire against the groups there. We're going to need these helicopters to come up here to assist. Alright, the main attack is definitely beginning. Cobras should probably go for moat shoots and that kind of thing. Let's go for these 64As. Stun those, and the KPZ-70s will be real blessings against them. Looks like they may be adding to the attack in the north, or they might be trying to flank around the long way. American forces really need some reinforcement, though. Malyuka, the first guards have gained some support now. Wow, look at that. KPZ-70s against T-64s and the heavy hogs. Amazing, those UH-1C just standard hogs. Really amazing unit there. Looks like this recon's trying to sneak around like a real butt. Take that. Okay, so more support to Lima now. Again, we're going to need to go back and resupply. Cobras engaging the wrong targets. Told you multiple times to engage the Malyuka. That is the top priority there. 72Gs may be trying to go for Hotel. They may be trying to go to Lima. The Americans feel threatened, and they're not capturing this sector at the moment. I'm not sure why. We're going to need recon on that right side. Looks like T-55s are up. The Cobras, looks like they're out. Let's get some more stun and gun ready. It's going to be very tense here. Let's get a sneb back up. Keep a watch on that side there. 72G immediately hit. Sneb, get out of there, boy. Alright, so it looks like we still have ADS Pattons there. And Cobras are ready to resupply. We've got our Chinooks ready to rock as well. Let's go ahead and get resupplied there. We got motor shoots in. We've got rockets ready to deal with them. Another second set of heavy hogs. Empty on that 70mm. Time to head back. KPZ-70s are ready to rock. They're going. They're doing it. Alright, so we're getting hit multiple areas with tanks. One tank routing there. We'll finish that off in just a few seconds. I'm not seeing any more T-34, so they stepped it up to the AMs, which are very good units here. 7 accuracy, so definitely something you don't want to get hit by. Looks like motor shoots are coming in. Those KPZ-70s should be able to hold against that on the left side. And on the right, I'm glad we brought them over because we just finished off an entire group of T-72 and T-55s. Really good we were able to do that. That one's now routing, so he's not going to pose any threat. The sneb there killing some units. Let's go ahead and finish off these moat shoots in with them. Lucius, we're going to have to bring him over. We'll park right next to the KPZs. And we'll bring these other KPZs right back up to Hotel now to resupply and to get back into the fight against those T-55 AMs. Meanwhile, helicopters are best at Lima since there's multiple areas to defend from. As we're here, the T-55s are just firing up against the ADS, which are firing 105 versus 100mm. So hopefully they get some hits and destroy those units. KPZ-70s are on the way. Moat shoots and are going to pay. Hogs about to fire. That's going to be the complete annihilation of those forces. You don't even need to try it. KPZ, it's over. Look at that. Well, now he can fire. Let's see if he can finish him off. Perfect. And then heavy hog. The hog can go back. I do keep calling it the heavy hog, but the heavy hog is the difference between these units, by the way, are the heavy hog is the one with the grenade launcher, and the gunship does have a rocket pod times 14 and a Gatling gun, though obviously a 70mm rocket, basically like a mattress taped to the side of the damn helicopter, is probably a little bit more effective than some silly rocket pod. Alright, we've got the snebs ready to rock. Let's see what's around. Get this other sneb back to resupply. So basically what we're doing is we're just bringing troops back and forth, back to and from the front, really. And we're going to need the Malyukas over here to be destroyed by the helicopters we just brought up. The French seem to be doing okay. I haven't seen any attack on their front yet, and no sign of that T-64 that routed. That actually might be it right there. May have advanced close enough to get engaged by those KPZ-70s. Going to go ahead and look around with the Lush. We actually would be engaging a hell of a lot more and a hell of a lot harder units if we hadn't have made our action earlier, so that has definitely saved lives and has proven to be a good tactic against the enemy to basically make it so that the way those reinforcements don't ever arrive. They don't receive the order to advance, they don't receive the order to attack, and thus they stay back. Look at all the units that East Germany and the Soviets have lost here in just their conquest of a little bit more territory in Germany. Those Cobras are coming around now, looking for those Malyukas. There they are. We don't have any recon up here at the moment, but if those Malyukas come up again, we'll get them with the Cobras. Hogs are going to be in support. It looks like those Malyukas may be coming up again. Where'd that recon go? Oh, here he is. One of the Chinooks is completely empty now, and it looks like a little SPW is sneaking around. Let's get that hog up there to take care of that if he gets any closer. Cobras as well. We don't want to get caught on the ground. Alright, Cobras are now engaging KPZ-72G. You can go ahead and hold off on that. He's already stunned. He's on the run. And it looks like that SPW is also leaving the area, thinking twice about messing with us. Alright, we've got 4 ADS Pattons against those T-55 AMs, and they're exchanging shots, though I think the Patton's going to win, both in numbers and in superiority of just the design of that tank. Cobra and Sneb are moving up. Hey, we've defended. That is it. We just need hold until the signing of the peace treaty. Oh, it looks like FRG and GDR negotiations are deadlocked on terms of Werner Weinhold's extradition. So it looks like there's a little bit of a disagreement. It looks like they do agree to return him to East Germany. He's going to... it's actually really... Wow, look at all the people who've died in just this sort of situation here. Looks like there's a huge enemy attack approaching. SPWs as well as possibly some armor T-55. Looks like they just heard about this peace treaty about to be signed. It looks like the East Germans may be somehow, you know, dragging their feet in order to let this war rage on just a little longer. This might be what they're banking on here. Those Malyukas, the helicopters, this is why you don't use move attack, or this is why you don't just click attack, because your helicopters are just going to be flying close to them. What you really want to do is get them within a deadlocked range, so that way they can't retreat at all, somewhere around there, and then start firing like that. Shilka spotted here, possibly Shilka's in those woods. That would have been a hell of a lot harder to get into there. Sneb, you can come on back. No need to go up there, bro. One thing you have to do is watch vehicles that have no ammunition. If you tell them to attack, they'll just fly over the enemy and give them the finger, and then they'll magically explode. T-55 spotted everywhere. Hogs are ready for it. We've got a fob over here on the right. It looks like we haven't even really touched the French fob, though. If we need to get up to this highway, this is a good crossroads right here, because the highway from Foxtrot and Alpha do meet, and if there's any other units coming from that direction, they're going to meet in untimely death. Oh, looks like we've got some reinforcements that have arrived. We've just got access to a Geopard, another Lucius, and we've got some Gazelle Hots, which are definitely not going to be able to hit anything with their horrible 7 accuracy, which may as well be 0. KPZ T-55s are engaging on that right side against the ADSs. It looks like they just lost one, so they're doing pretty good. Cobras are engaging recon. That's the first thing you want to destroy, because otherwise they'll spot the command. I'm not seeing any enemy helicopters at all, so the Flak Panzer Geopards are just going to have to be there. They can suppress enemy infantry if they get close enough, and or destroy light units that drop them off. Cobras and Snebs are being refueled and rearmed and refitted, and they're getting a little bit of rest too, as they're not going to be needed on that right side yet. We'll keep them there for probably a little bit of time. No need to bring them back to the center just yet. We're really waiting for the SPWs to unload their infantry, as they look like they're about getting ready to. Nope. Looks like they're going to get a little bit closer now. Cobras and Hogs are unloading their payloads now, and those SPWs, if they have infantry inside them, boy, they should have unloaded it a little while ago. There's a pending attack in the north. Bring that Lucius up here a little bit. See where that could be. This area here, possible attack coming from. T-64As are now advancing. Those are going to be hard to kill without support of the helicopters, so hopefully we have some extra helicopters ready to rock. KPZ-70s. The great thing about those is with those autocannons, they can kill at close range and in long range. So they're really amazing defenders and really good attackers as well. Looks like we've got real, oh boy, this is the main attack here. This is what they were waiting for. Here comes the troops, here come the tanks. Everything's been building to this. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is going to be the main attack. This is it. Thank God we've got the Gazelle Hots here. Oh man. All right, T-55s are advancing first. We're going to have to save these rocket pods for the infantry. We've got to bring those KPZ-70s back. We've got to get them back over here. It's going to all count on them. If they come down that highway, we're going to be really in a bad situation. We've got to get all of our helicopters over here, too. We need those Snebs, and oh man, we're going to need everything. Looks like the enemy's turning direction a little bit. They might be spreading out for a mass attack. T-55 spotted first. Hots firing, and of course, a hit? What the hell? Yes, he hit something. Oh, twice in a row. Gazelle Hot's doing a great job against those T-55s, thinning out those numbers there. Hopefully they go for the 72G. That's already routing. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Oh, the baguettes. Oh, they're firing everywhere. There's a hot, oh, the bread loaf of love. Thank you so much, French. Oh, the French forces there with those Hots. Man, did I underestimate them. Of course, they're basically point-blank range. But they're doing a great job against those units. Yes. Good job. And those KPZ-70s, the Z-70s on the way. Cobras are arriving. The T-55s are going to get pinned down by a rocket blast now. And we've got the Hogs in reserve, as well as where'd that other set of Hog go? We had, oh, there he is. Yes, so he's ready to rock against the ADSs as well. Wow. It's just an absolute nightmare for the East Germans and packed forces in general. They've killed 80 points worth of units on our end, possibly mostly the enemy units. I don't think I've taken a loss just yet, but now, of course, knock on wood. But we do have more forces approaching, and we're going to actually have to go for these motor chutes, and now there's no way we can let 60 men get that close. They are skilled fighters. Probably even better than the tanks, really, if you don't notice them. Looks like the T-62-75s are having second thoughts. That attack didn't go according to plan. Of course, with them getting orders to retreat and that the signing is imminent and that they're basically the war is, may not be won, they may be retreating and or maybe trying something a little bit different. Moat chutes have been thinned out there. I don't even know if this rocket pod's going to be needed. One blast will probably do you good. If it fires. If it fires. If it fires. If it fires. There we go. Wow, all that to kill 2 guys. I know it said 1, but that means there's 1 plus 1, basically. A little hard to explain, but now that we've got the T-70s here, let's go ahead and advance into the enemy fire now. It's time for those Germans. Panzer Battalion going out to go where we started. It is beautiful to just see the French joining us now, by the way. I should have mentioned that. They are in the conflict as well. I mean, not only do we have access to Charlie, but we do have AMX-30Bs that we could have used as well. Glass cannons, but very good at ambushing and chasing down routing units. Of course, if you get a unit to rout and you send French forces up a highway to cut them off, the French are going to get there and basically cut them off in the rear with their armor, and that is fantastic. KPZ-70s here. And chasing after these enemy units. They don't want to get anywhere near that armor. And the Germans here now having a little bit of time to have some retaliation for what they just did to West Germany. Going to go back to that helicopter there. We're going to make sure everything that needs to be refitted and rearmed is. It looks like they're still deadlocked on the terms, so we're just waiting for it to be signed and for declaration to be over. We're waiting for a sign over the radio now for the war to be over, and though we don't want to damage our brother anymore, in fact, I think we'll leave it at that. I think the West Germans have honorably defended their homeland against the threat in the East, and we just received order that the war is over, everyone. It is time to go home. It's been quite the battle. Save up more than 100 deployment points as well was achieved. We got lucky there.
The agreement was signed on a status quo ante bellum. NATO withdraws from Germany. The pact gives up its conquests in Northern Europe.
Previously as well, the Soviets were, I believe, invading Denmark to show that they're just trying to show their strength as the situation in East Germany unfolded, East versus West. And so Brüder gegen Brüder is over. Just less than a half hour, we were able to cut off enemy reinforcements from getting here and cut down any of the defenders. Cobra's doing a huge amount of work against light units, including motor chutes and Shilkas and Malayukas and transports. Wow. One of those AH-1Ss destroying T-64s and commands and T-34s. Just look at the kills. Just look at that. Even the British participating, though they only had Gazelles, still killing a ton of units. Very valuable. Look at that. BRDM-2Us, valuable units. Crazy. So everyone was here all together. The French did a good job with the Gazelle Hots, really thinning out their numbers and even killing a T-72G. So altogether, it was in the interest of the NATO forces to help secure West Germany against those types of aggressions. And it seems that Werner Weinhold is going to he's going to have to answer for his crimes now. I'm not sure what the terms of the peace treaty was, but he's going to at least have to hold this in his mind the whole time. No losses here, and it's not going to be that way in the next campaign, that is for sure. I will see you guys for the next Soviet campaign. Thanks for joining me. Please do tell a friend, and your support, so amazing. There should actually be a tab for fan support up here because it would just win every game, and it would just be the ultimate weapon. So thank you so much for all you do for me. Thanks for being entertained. Thanks for commenting, liking, and telling a friend. And until next time, password and pimp hand strong. Auf Wiedersehen, baby. Bye.